Okay. Last time you told me about a jail and how you would go in and take letters. You said there was a jail
In a city.
in the city.
In
Yeah.
our city, yeah.
So how old were you when that was happening? When you were taking letters from them?
Oh.
Yeah, could you tell me about that?
Oh, yeah, from those poor prisoners. Well, the prisoners were political. So, anything that you say maybe against the government and somebody report you, you go to jail.
So this was
those poor young men yeah, they all were young, so they was in jail, and we were taking milk every morning.
So this was during the communist.
Yeah,
Communist, okay.
That was early after communist stuff. So we would, those guys would, when we emptied those big pails in the kitchen, in that big dining room where they would slip the letters in those big pails. So we would take it out and mail it for them, so they don't go through censor government, whatever they wrote to their families. And then that was going for a while. All of a sudden they stopped checking.
Yeah. How old were you, Bubba?
Huh?
How old were you?
No, I don't know, maybe 15.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, it's okay. Yeah.
Yeah. And we had to stop. But we were so lucky that time we didn't have nothing in our pails. Me and my girlfriend, like neighbor, we were sharing every other day. One morning she would take it, and then one morning next morning, so we don't have to go every day. And just sometimes that was guys, and we had to, after when they start checking, we had to stop.
Yeah.
So otherwise we would end up there with them.
Yeah. So can you tell me about when you realized you wanted to leave Croatia, and like tell me the story of like you trying to get out of Croatia, because I know it's a big one.
It started, I was, right after war was settled, that mail started to go overseas, because for so long nothing went nowhere, So after war was finished, for a while when everything kind of settled, mail started going. And almost my aunt from States started to write to us. She was saying first letters when she sent that, is anyone alive? I am writing, I am looking for you, and like my dad is her brother. And my uncle, there was two of them left. And then when we got in contact with her and started writing back and forth, and for a while, and I don't know how long it took, maybe 47. It took a couple of years till everything kind of got going. And Mel was going, and my dad started writing with her, and not too long after that, my aunt asked my father that she would like to bring a whole family in the States. And that my aunt, the Lolo Janja, that you see,
Yeah.
Because my uncle never returned from war. He's somewhere killed, and
Yeah.
we never know where. Then she was a widow, and she was always with us, but she had her quarters in a house. And my aunt asked that she want to bring everybody. And then we went, my dad and I, we went to the next city, a little bigger city, where they had this big communist business that I've been going for years through their hands to apply, to get a paper, to make a passport, and to try to go, because she was asking us to come.
How old were you during this? How old?
I don't know if the war was finished 45 and 47, and maybe 14.
14. Okay. Wow.
And I went with my dad in that next city to apply and to ask that we like to apply and to go and to us. And then they said you have to wait for some times. And we wait and then wait and went again and asked again. They said no. At that time nobody was moving nowhere from Yugoslavia, that communist business. They wouldn't let no one. So that was just dragging there. And then when I was, I know I was 16 after that, but I must be 15 when we went again. I went with my friend Kuma again too. And then my aunt in the States decide, well, if they don't like whole family to go, maybe they could just bring me. So after that was that we decide to, if they bring me over in the States, and then after a while I would bring parents and whole family, like two. And then I went and I made application, in that really office was like FBI, so strong communism. And then they had to make everything. I had to bring all kind of documents for my father to pay tax, for me that I was not kažnjavana, kako se kaže. I didn't do anything against government, and all kind of questions. Every that paper you had to bring, and you had to pay some kind of stamps that they put on that paper, and that cost so much money. And first time when we made that, yeah, I weighed it and weighed it because they had to send to Zagreb for
Yeah.
head business. And I waited half a year, no response. So I had to go there back. And we went there and asked, no, nothing. No, nobody's responded, nothing. After a while again, I waited. Problem was, bus was too expensive to travel. So I just go on my feet, my poor leg.
Yeah.
30 kilometers there and back
To where?
to that city where
Oh.
I had to go to check for that, to that office to check, because nobody had a phone or nothing.
Yeah.
So, and I had to go back to that office and ask what happened. All of a sudden it came, no, they refused, they don't let me go. So again, this guy that was doing that, he said, we'll reapply.
Yeah.
Okay, then we make again, all over those, I had to go running around all to get this little piece of paper from everything. And then back. And then they say they send it to Zagreb. And that was going 5 years back and forth.
Wow.
Even I went to Belgrade. I've been going to all of after so many years that it was going back and forth. First I applied, they refused, then we apply again. It was going back and forth that way. Reapply, nothing. And then one time, there is no, my paper, my application, they couldn't find nowhere. So I went to Zagreb, and to that office, it's kind of main office that everything goes through. And they said, no, maybe it's in Belgrade. Because those going around, it's hard to believe it. Then I decide I'll go to Belgrade. I'll go even to see that silly President Tito, if I have to. Oh, I was so mad, and so I just go to. And then we had this, through the friends, I met some people who was living there in Belgrade, and she met me at the train station, and she went, and I stayed with her and her sister in Belgrade. And next day we went in that office again in Belgrade. No, it's not there, nowhere. So what else you could do? All of a sudden everything is lost.
Yeah.
And that was a lie, you know. And after I came back, and these friends, that's on that big picture, that black and white, they're over there. And that guy, that's uncle from my friend Vishnya. he said I used to sleep at their house to get up on a train because we are far from a train. I had to take a bus to the train station. So I go to their house. From there I catch a train to go Zagreb or Belgrade. And he had some cousin who was working in Zagreb in that office. He says, I'll go to see my cousin for you to see what's going on because there is no way to find my application. And he went to Zagreb and asked his cousin would show him everything, and he did lots of, he helped lots of people in their village. Also, he was going for many people to that guy because whatever they could to help. And then his cousin showed him big drawer where all my paper was sitting in there. And he said, see. And he showed him and he said, see, that the guys from my village, just from jealousy, and whatever, they wrote all kind against me. They wrote in Zagreb in that office. So they was just putting those papers sitting there in a jar.
What were they jealous of?
For me, that I won't go to America.
Oh.
Yeah, and my sister here, once those brothers that they was against us, that he says behind my sister back, she heard that older brother said, she won't see America till I am here, because he was in police, kind of big deal in communism. And their father was in a Croatian army, big deal also. So they was just shifting, like my uncle never came back from war, and he was in Croatian army that time. And their father, those two brothers after left, he was in Croatian army, and he came once to my house, to our house, and he was saying outside, whole Kikic house is going to Logor, that we are all going to be taken to the jail. And my uncle just happened that he came to visit his wife, and he came from his room, and he says, who are you going to take to jail? Who are you? And my uncle was in uniform, that Croatian army. And he left. Next time he came again. He come for my father to take him somewhere to by like we had the horses and the carriage, what you call it.
Yeah.
He came for my father to drive and my father was at home. Our horses was far in the forest, and every day Dad went to see if they're still there, to visit and come back, and he wasn't there. And he came to look for my father, and my mom came through the door, opened it to him, and said to him, no, he is not home. Where is he? Where is he? Right? Mom says, no, he's not home, and he grabbed my mother for her head and pushed her down like this and go with his hands. And my sister and I, we ran through that hallway. We had a long hallway where bathroom was at the end of the house. We got so scared, and Mom started to cry, and we started to cry after. My poor mom, for nothing, but he was drunk and many times, so probably that time too, I don't know.
Who was the one who grabbed your mom?
The father of those boys that there was writing against me. But then when war was finished, you know, it was very, very, very bad early days. That police was coming at night and evenings to the houses and checking, because some of those guys that they pull away, they tried to come back home, like that they was in a Croatian army. So some of them, they came back, and that communist regime started so badly that they pick those men, whoever they find at home. That's what they said, that they take them somewhere in Bosnia, and in some big basements that they all killed them there. So it was so terrible. And then their father was coming back home and going through the city, holding his gun on his back, because one of his sons were in communist army. But they took him anyway, communist.
Who did they take?
The father, that big deal that was thinking that he is, who beat my mom. They took him and he never came back, whatever they did with him. But those brothers, they were so against me, my whole family. So I don't know. That's what they was trying to make so bad for me, that I am going to my uncle. My uncle was Croatian, that he was whatever, and he is in America, and he's bringing me to America. No, my aunt. And we never, till this day, we never know what happened to my uncle. He's died. So. Did I tell you that we had army, German army in a house?
Yeah, you did.
House. Yeah.
So
when those Germans were pulling, because they was coming already to the river on the other side, and they were shooting.
Yeah, you told me all about that.
Yeah, so Germans were pulling, and my uncle and the Croatian army, they all pulled away till Austrian borders. So some of them went over the border, and then when these guys got all the way there, they catch those army was standing around the border. They all killed them there on the border, all those Croatians. So my uncle was like that, going with the Germans, probably running away, and he was killed somewhere, probably on a way, on a road, whatever. Oh boy.
So how did you, like, you always tell me about how you tried to go through the mountains and you took a train and everything. How did all of that like start? Like how old were you when that happened, and how did you realize you had to escape
Well,
like that?
can you imagine that what got into me that I just want to go?
Yeah.
And now that we try all this legally,
Yeah.
and after when we see there is nothing happening, after even one of our Croatian girl was married a Serbian lawyer. Even I tried and I paid. That lawyer took me so much money from my poor dad. He went somewhere and he was asking for more money, and he never done nothing to get me a passport. So with all this trying, we decided, well, how about to try the other way?
Yeah.
And through one of our nuns that I was very close,
Oh my God.
she didn't suggest, but she just tell me that she knows people. That also Katarina was in Slovenia. That they lots of from Bosnia people, they went over there to work. They were in Slovenia. It's more like Germany, more factory that they have lots of work. So from Bosnia, lots of people went over there and lived there and work. So that Steve and Kata also. She says they know how to get some people. And the sister knew those families, so she knew that this Tata and Steve was working there. So she says, before that, while I was still going through all that, I'll tell you, 5-6 years, I guess, took me. One day when I was when I was teenagers with my kuma, you know what kuma is?
What's Kuma?
Godmother.
Godmother.
Yeah. As a teenager, I would go lots of time when there are some celebration that we celebrate all those holidays. I would go with her to help in the church to cooking and serving like a teenager. So I knew all those nuns that I was there, but they're in Bosnia. Anyway, because we lost our church, I told you that.
Yeah.
So we was transferred to Bosnia. So with that Kuma, I love to go. I like always go somewhere. So I knew, and I go and help to make a strudels and all this big cooking that was going on for a lot of priests would come, you know, when it's celebration.
Yeah.
So there that sisters knew, and that Mother Superior one day that this Danica that she gave me name from Slovenia. She came to me, I don't know what we was doing, cooking something, and she says, Mother Superior wants to see you upstairs. I'll take you there. And that Superior just come sometimes to their to our church. That time was our two. She wanna see me. And this Danica sister took me upstairs, and Superior Mother Tomislava, her name was. I I met with her because she goes from around the nuns places
Yeah.
and that whatever she heard about me, that I am always in a church and with them. She asked me, "Would you like to join us?"
Oh.
Oh, I said I would, but I'm going to States. And
Yeah.
that I was
Yeah.
already preparing to go there. That's what I answered, almost like laughing, but you had to be serious because
Yeah.
she is
Yeah, it's Mother
big.
Superior. Yeah.
And she was tall and straight, and then oh, she said, are you sure? Are you? Yeah, I said I'm applying and I'm waiting to go. And, oh, dobro.
Good. Yeah, good.
Now, when you go there, if you go there, you get married, you get 10 children, and they make a team.
Make a tea.
Any sports, if you have a 10, then you have you could play sport. Oh, no, I'll never forget that. It was so nice of her. Even I had to be so serious.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness, and then I had to do something. I had to go to see those people in Slovenia.
Yeah.
That Sister Danica gave me the address. Otherwise, I don't know. Maybe, but problem after I go over there and I told them everything, and they bring a guy and he says, "I could take you today over the border." Oh, I said, I am not ready. I just came to investigate.
Yeah.
But oh my dear Vienna. And okay, we'll make an arrangement. Then. But there was a thing. You just had to go there. There was no phone, nothing. You can't wait in the post office or to mail. Those things have to be eye to eye.
Yeah.
to make a deal. Oh, my poor mom. When I sometimes now I think at that time I didn't think it was so hard for my mom, but it must be terrible. And my sister that night when I was leaving.
Yeah.
She held me and she said, "Don't leave me, don't leave me." But something, I don't know, it was just something that I had to do.
Yeah.
So then I made an arrangement with them that I'll come. And I said, no, I can't go by myself. I have to bring somebody. You know, I couldn't, even if I was ready, I couldn't trust him that he could push me because those are big mountains. He just push you down, you go 150 feet down in a hole. So I said I have to bring her. Now I got home and who to trust because you can't tell no one that you wanna go. So this kind of relatives, longer kind of not so close. That we live. From that, my girlfriend that you see mostly, I'm with her brother. We are kind of relatives, but so far away.
Yeah.
Those people in all those years, you called relatives so far way behind.
Yeah.
Whatever. So anyway, I had to. First, I went to my cousin from my mom's sister son. She had four sons, and that oldest one was as old like me. And I go and I ask him, would he like to come with me?
How old were you then? How old were the two of you guys? How old were you?
How old was? Oh, I have to. I'd say it's 16, 18 at that time already.
18?
Yeah,
Okay.
no,
No?
must be more when I, in 1957, I left home. So try to figure out, you are better in math.
23?
23 when I got here.
So you were 23 when you got here, so when was all this? Like a year or two before?
I got to Canada in 58.
58? So when was this time when you were trying to leave illegally?
And when I was, I spent 9 months in Austria in a camp.
Yeah.
So a year less. So the 57 I got in on a border. So I was say 20.
20?
Whatever.
Okay. Yeah, it doesn't have to be perfect. That's okay. Yeah. Okay, so yeah, you were talking about how you first asked your.
I first asked my cousin.
Yeah.
No, his mother wouldn't let him. Even now, his daughter would tell me, oh, how my aunt wouldn't let him. You can go, you can leave us, you can. And she has, he was Matthew and Elijah, Andrew, George. She had four sons, and he was the oldest one, and she was mostly always saying how well she loves that oldest one. I was sometimes mad at her. How can you? They all the rest of the same your sons.
So he was the favorite.
And he was
Yeah.
her favorite.
Yeah.
And he decided not to go.
Mm.
Now I had to go, and all by myself. That I traveled from one city. Well, they're all small places, anyway, but you had to go on your feet. No bus.
Yeah.
And now I had to look for somebody, and I know so mostly, in a village, so even in Bosnia, I know so many people,
Yeah.
but you can't trust if
Yeah.
they just. With just people, many people they can't keep a secret,
Yeah.
So you just can't trust anybody. There I go to this my late cousin. I mean, far away.
Yeah.
We could get probably married, but Mom used to say, "Oh no, we are relative and on both sides." From my mom and from my dad's side. Oh, I don't know where from. But anyway, I didn't like him, whatever. So I went to him to ask him, would he like to go? And he says, oh, yes.
This was your cousin?
But that far away,
Like
that's
distant cousin.
Almost my neighbor, 3 houses we apart. The brother from that, their friend, we spent many times together. Missing her and I, we were very close. And then we decide we'll go, okay. But next day or two, he got his cousin, first cousin. he got somehow friend from after he married the guy, my sister husband
Yeah.
after. So that's how many? 1, 2, 3, and I have 4. Okay, so those guys, they decide only I go to Slovenia first on a bus, and then I catch a train. And with the train I go over there, and their boys they hire truck guys, some whatever, to take them to Zagreb. You know, you had to think of all these things. You just can't sit in a bus and go.
Yeah.
Everybody is watching for you because they had a trouble that also in the war. Their brother got he was in Croatian army, and then he was coming. He was hiding and everything else. Anyway, we decided, okay, now he pick up all those guys to go. So we'll meet in Zagreb at the train station.
Yeah.
Okay. I go there, and I have this aunt from my mom's cousin. Mama was there, and I go and I sleep because every time when I went to check for my paper in Zagreb, I sleep at night. Came at Mama's strina, kind of, from my mama. And I go to their house. And next morning we go to church early. And she come with me to the train station, and I meet those guys, but I don't know no one. No,
Yeah.
I just go by myself, and they already got everything set. And in the train we don't sit together. Nobody. Each one goes around, and I sit by myself. And all the way to Slovenia, to this Steven Kata place. And then there was another guy from our village that my stupid cousin picked up his cousin and his friend, and this friend from Bosnia that my sister husband after. And we come and we all stay overnight one night in Kata's place, all on the floor lying, waiting till the dark comes.
Yes.
Then we'll go slowly, few by few, to get out from the house. But I think that Kata and Steve and the 2 little girls, they decide they want to come too.
Oh.
Oh my God. And there was 12 of us, all of a sudden.
Oh, wow.
And then you go, that guy was waiting for us to take us. He come late when it's very dark in evening, night already. And there is one way that you walk like this. Here is this we call staza. Just one could go
Yeah.
through that.
Oh,
And here is a big hole right there. If you slip down, you
You're-
go. You'll never come
Okay,
out.
yeah.
And I had to hold that one. Older girl was 4, and the little one was just a 2.5, whatever. And that my cum, my kuma's son was carrying around his neck that little girl.
Oh, okay.
Through that small footprint that you
Yeah.
had to catch it in the dark. We were lucky that it was
No cloud, like the
no
moon. The moon.
cloud,
Yeah.
no the darkness, but nice and bright upstairs. And which way was going, one after another, and we were just poking each other in the back. No words,
Yeah.
no, just.
Yeah.
And so we could feel each other in the front. Oh, the 12 girls, we was, I had to hold the older one. We was going and going up the hill.
Up like the mountain hill? Yeah.
Yeah. And when we got almost on the top, that guy that was, what did we call that guy that was taking us?
Yeah.
He was in the front, and he leave us, stop, and he goes a little bit further up by himself, and he says, stop, because army was having a rounds, they was going from one on a border. They go. It's not like Canada. You just go.
Yeah.
That's what I couldn't understand. Doesn't Canada? They can't afford to have a guard to guard the border. Over there, that army, whatever, police, they go back and forth, and they have those little houses,
Yeah.
and they have a dogs. And the guy says, stop, wait, and he'll go again, little try to, and he see the guard is going crossing. And all of a sudden he says, go back. We had to run back. And you should see, so we went a little down. And he says, we'll go the other way now, on the right side, we'll go. So we just move a little bit down, and then he says, there is the other way, so we'll go. So we start to go again on the right path, whatever was path. Soon as we go not too far, dogs start to yell.
Yeah.
You could see them, my God, who could run away from dogs if they started to run after us. And we start, and he says, no way. We can't go, we have to run back. And then when we start to run down the hill, those big rocks were sliding after us. They were so loose.
Yeah.
And we was running, pushing whatever there was in front of us, and going and going and going down and going. And by the time it got kind of, it took a while to.
Yeah, it took a while.
to
Yeah,
get
mountain.
down. We lost Katica.
The mom of who you were staying with.
That wife.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness! I know, but it was almost morning, and this Vodic, that Slovenian guy, that was. Okay. Oh, we had to pay him the big money.
Yeah.
My dad had to. Each one had to pay him 200,000 dinar. So my dad had to sell a cow for that trip. So I could have money to pay him cash. So each one of us had to pay. So it's such a big deal, my God. And then when we got down, and that guy that was taking us, he says, no, it's almost morning. We have to go back. And those men's bunch, he says, we'll go. The Slovenians have like little shacks, like my shack over there, full of sand, hay.
Hay? Yeah.
And he says, you guys, you stay in there, hide in that sand
The hay.
house.
It was like a farm, like a.
It's in between mountains that they have a little get that grass that they cut and put in those little houses, whatever. So he said, you hide over there, and Steve says, I have to go back home. That Kata's husband. And girls, we had to go. Girls start throwing up and she got so sick. And we'll go back to the house and we'll hide again at their house. And one evening he'll take us, Steve and I and the girls, he'll take us again and pick those guys that he left in that house hiding. Okay, and we go. I was all the time holding that older girls,
Yeah.
children, they got so sick. And Steve and that my cousin that I asked to come with me, and there he goes, invites all this bunch. It would be much easier if we just were two of us.
Yeah.
And even if Katica and Steve was coming with, and it would be so much easier to get on the top of that mountain round to hide it. But this was such a big bunch, you can't. And we go to the house, but in the morning, and that guy says he's going back to work in the morning, and he'll come at night again to pick up me and Steve and that my cousin and the girls. So we'll go and find those, and we'll try again going across the border. We come to the door to the house, Steve's house. That the sister from Katica, Kata, was there, their brother, sister, to stay in the house, and when they go, she would little by little clean up all their stuff and take for herself. So she was by herself, but when we come to the door, she says, Genevieve, go, they was already looking for us in the house.
Wait, so
Wait. Police was looking.
Police,
whatever you call army, police. They was looking, somebody has reported us. Or maybe now when I think this guy who was taking us, maybe he just pick up all this money from all bunch of us, and he disappeared after. Nobody knows.
Oh,
maybe he was the one that reported us, but somebody did, because the army, the police was looking for us. So she says, right away from the front door, going, go, hide. So we was all wet and dirty, going through grass and stuff. Anyway, I said, I don't know what I need to change quickly. And this is my dear cousin. He grabbed his whatever he had in grab, and he says, I'll meet you over there in a restaurant. There was around the corner. Okay, till I get change. And Steve left with the girls, and he says, okay, we'll go on evening. Again, the guy will pick us up. Yes, and I went to that restaurant, and there was nowhere my cousin to see. And I waited and waited, and I decided I'll go home. And I went to the station was, the train station was so close over there, so I walk over there. And how to go through all those people and all this army and police and everything. And I meet that, at the station, I meet sister, what was it, Ružica. Again, she was living also, she was going back home, the sister from Kata. She says, Heide, they're looking here for you at the station. Oh, for heaven's sake, how could I go through all this? And I go and I hide in the bathroom.
Yeah, in the bathroom.
But yeah, I have to get out, and the station, that Express, European Express, what they call that, it goes so fast, does not stop on smaller, just the big stations. That one was coming, and they have a big rail that nobody could go till train comes. Then they open up, so you could get it from this station house. When train stops, they open it. So, and I stay, and when I hear, it's a small station, small city.
Yeah.
When I heard, and I thought, now I have to get out to somehow, whatever happened. And I from bathroom through that, mostly where there was more people together. I tried to squeeze and push between to close to when they open it. And that train come, you stop, and gate open it, and I, with all this bunch of people, like everybody's pushing going to catch a place. And I went in, and that's a very expensive train. You should see the all like this little house. You have a bed up and down, and beautiful, the shiny. And I go into one of those little rooms, and I get up on the top of that bed.
Yeah.
And I cover myself. I know I can't do nothing. But whatever happened, you just try.
Yeah.
Oh dearie. And I covered myself, and there is like curtains that the soft material. I can't tell you the name.
Yeah.
That at the door, and I hear people running through the middle of the train, and I stay covered, and I hear and somebody comes to my door. And it's, I guess, God's help. He just open up, and you look. I had to leave my face just to cover up.
Yeah.
Like I was asleep. And he look at I guess, because I closed my eyes.
Yeah.
And he closed and left. And there I was, lying all the way to Zagreb in my nice bed.
Yeah. So the train was from Slovenia to Zagreb?
To Zagreb, yeah. Oh my dear, it's such a long story. I better have a bite now.
Yeah, okay.
Always. And I come to Zagreb. It was 5 in the morning. And I go again to my baka, I call baka, that my
Grandma.
grandma. I knock on the door and then I told her, but she knew because I stay with her at night and I told her everything. She knew because I was coming so many times looking for my paper and so and I stay with her. And okay, I don't know, did we even go to sleep? We were talking for so long.
Yeah.
In the morning, police come looking for me. Okay, he said that you need to come to police station. Okay, but Baka says, well, I'll go with you. Okay, let's see what's new now.
Yeah.
But in police, like where they live, when war was going on, they had to live there in a house where they have closer to me. They left their house, they moved to Zagreb because my aunt, their daughter, was living in Zagreb. So they was running from this communists when they took over this area. So they go to Zagreb to stay. And that house, it was from very, very rich lady, that big so they got just this one little room. It's not bigger, maybe smaller than this kitchen.
Okay.
And there was kitchen that 3 of them had to cook using. There was another guy, another lady, so they were sharing cooking hours, whatever. It was so hard to get any room there, even now, and always, because there is university and students come and people come in looking for job and working in there, Zagreb. Anyway, my baka and I, we talk, but one of those guys that was sharing a kitchen, he come early in the morning and he heard us to the door when Baka and I was talking. He didn't know what we was talking, but you could hear that. He went so early in the morning and report my Baka that she is hiding, what you call enemies?
Enemies of the state?
That. Because he was trying already before to shoot them out from that room. He was trying everything to make a bed for them. But they had nowhere to go, so they had to put up with him. And he went to police and reported that she hide like here, if somebody is siding against the government, what you call, see, I get stuck with it.
Yeah.
You think?
Yeah, I get what you're saying.
Yeah.
I get what you're saying.
Like Germany, what they call Germans, Anyway,
Yeah.
that was she was hiding, and he went to police, and he reported back.
Oh, so they were there for you. They were there for your
Yeah.
grandma.
So, but then two of us went to police.
Mm.
I mean, they call militia, but that's police. And then when we got over there, and he asked what this and that, and my grandma told him, I just stopped from. I had to stop in Zagreb because the train wouldn't stop over there if I go to small stations. That it does train doesn't stop.
Yeah.
So that guy was so nice. He says, "Oh, we
Yeah.
know him already. He was complaining before against my grandma." So nothing happened there. And then I had to take this slow train, that
Yeah.
stops on
Yeah.
everywhere. Otherwise, I couldn't. All those stations after those small stations, it doesn't stop. So what am I going to Belgrade,
Yeah.
or something? That's that European. There was a movie one long time ago. What they call it, Express. One that just goes around the whole through Europe.
Yeah.
And I go home. And after, I am not sure, but say just couple of more weeks. I go with my parents, not too far from home. There was like corn. My parents seed the corn.
Yeah.
So I go with them to clean up, and to police came to. I don't know how did they find that I was there. They didn't find me at home, but they come and find me on a way where we was working on a corn. And they asked me, oh, my poor parents. Somehow I had no fear that
Yeah.
time. I don't know. It's hard to believe it once
Yeah.
you something decide you want it. That no, for me, I thought, okay. Oh, my parents, I thought probably they'll take me to jail. Okay, two of them, two police, and my mom says, oh, they used to come all the time and took my mail, whatever I was sending, picture and letters. Somebody sent them to pick her up and take somewhere, I don't know, their brothers, communists. And they took me on the side there, and we sat on the grass.
Oh.
But because it took some while, but they were so young, same as me. So they was just doing their job,
Yeah.
I guess. Nothing too serious. But they asked me, you wanna go to America? I said yes. Did you go? Did you run away? Did you try to run away? I said no. No. They didn't catch me, so
Yeah.
they catch. I said no, but when soon as I get my passport and paper, and we talk like that, and they left. There I had to make another plan. Because I knew there was no way that I could look legally again.
Yeah.
To try for so many years. I said I could have make a master degree. I could have, because in when I had exam for this, my medical the nursing
Yeah.
practice, also there in a, like we had exam, a whole that room full of students. And I listen, looking, when they ask question, you had to answer whatever they ask me, I answer. Well, it was simple for me to. After class, exam was finished. Two of them again, they take me from that room to one small
The
room.
police? Oh wow.
Those are teachers, those
Oh,
are
teachers.
Chinese, but they all was communists, you know. So they sat me and they asked me, would you like to, where you're doing, would you like to work for us?
Oh.
We could give you all the schooling you like it. And we'll take you there next city. You could go probably whatever after, but to work for us. And you know what that means. And I thought, now that I go and treat those poor people like you treating nowadays, I could, Mislim, I thought, I couldn't do that. I couldn't do it because I know how many times they come to my father's house and look for house tax to pay, and my father didn't have money to pay right away. They take whatever, if you had anything expensive, and one time, no, there is nothing expensive in a house that they take it and sell it.
Yeah.
They took horses from my dad's, two horses that the
You
dad
told me
was
about
working.
that. You told me about all the things they took.
And then I said no. Oh, with this, there was over me to make me go for them.
Yeah.
To work. No, I have to make my other plan. Oh, I tell you, I was so busy. And as I say, you just have to go mouth to mouth to word of mouth, whatever you say. You couldn't
Word of mouth, yeah.
send nothing, no messages. It had to be so secret, and yet they find out somehow. That time when I was coming from Belgrade, that's far away from
Yeah.
my place. Before I come, I don't know how many places, stations that the train stops. That slow travel.
Yeah.
Slow travel. Police, two of them come to me on a train. When I was sitting, I was almost close to the Gradiška where I need to get out.
Yeah.
We all had to get a little like passport, a little book with picture and all your
Yeah.
description. And I show, and it was expired.
Oh.
And they said, you have to come down right away with us at the next station. I says, no, I am just have 2-3 stations where I am getting out.
Yeah.
And I'll go and I'll renew my iskaznica vodeka. And again, there was a nice and young guys like
Yeah.
I was. So I could have talked to them, and they was good. They left me. I said yes, I'll get out. And they no. Why did you go? I had to go. and I didn't look my picture in, nothing. So I had to get out as soon as I got to that station.
Yeah.
That they make that little book to extend. Oh my God! Everywhere I turn, somebody's after me.
Yeah.
And that's second trip.
The second trip?
Again, if I wasn't that somehow that I want to go, probably many people wouldn't go through, because I didn't want my sister to go through same
Yeah.
problem that I went, and many people wouldn't go.
Yeah.
But I had to go for some calling or what else.
Yeah.
So anyway, you still have for this one something you want to some more. You've got lots of stuff
I
now.
have lots, yeah. So when did you just like what was the process of going to Austria? Why did you go to Austria?
But that was for me kind of the borders is more convenient through those mountains. But you had to go. The mountains, once you go one, you see one in front of you, and you think, oh, once you go over that, you're okay.
Yeah.
Then you come, next one is higher. Oh, would you believe it? How somehow that I see every time that we pass through one, and I think now we'll go downward. No, next one shows higher.
Yeah.
And I had this, that first time I was prepared, and I had a suitcase, a little suitcase that I had a change of clothes and stuff. But this second time when I went, I just went in a dress, in sandals, so summer
Yes,
sandals
yeah.
all open.
Yeah.
And you should see through walking through that wet grass and stuff.
Yeah.
My sandals all fell apart. And how dare you walk through all those bushes with no shoes? It's impossible. You get all cut up with bushes and stuff in there. I think did I tell you already that I had to look for little branches to tie my bottom. So I have a bottom, so I tie it like this with those little branches. But they fall apart not too long
Eventually,
ago.
yeah.
So I had to do again. First time though when I went, I had the runners, I had the pants, and all prepared to, for a walk. But this time I didn't dare to look suspicious. So I just went like I was going tourist.
Yeah. And both times you tried to leave, the 2 times you told me, you couldn't get through the mountains? Like, when you tried to escape through Austria, the mountains were too big?
Oh, we would go through but we were stuck because guard on the top.
Oh, guards.
Yeah, the guard. So we had to run away. Guard and then dogs on the other side. But when we go next,
The other time?
next, we didn't go that we had a different city. Even where I saw on the TV. mark down the name. Yep. We went different way, and at that time. Anyway, let's finish that. Whatever else about this first one. Anything else you like to that add to this?
Can you tell me more about like Austria? Because you said you spent 9 months in Austria. So were you working there while you were in between trying to escape? Like, what were you doing in Austria?
Oh my! I tell you, right now, try please learn anything in the world. Everything will do you good. Oh, this time that I spent in Austria, I was so busy.
Yeah.
How to start? Like we was in a camp, and we had again a priest was coming sometimes, so we had a rosary to pray with priest, and then they would have these holidays celebration in different cities.
Mm.
So they would take us on a buses, whatever bus, I don't know how many. And should I answer?
Yeah, you can answer that. When you crossed off.
We went to police station. Did I tell you that?
When you crossed into Austria,
Yeah,
like through Slovenia?
from Slovenia. In those mountains. Let me see the napalm to mix. Oh, that was the second time when we went. The first time we didn't make it. Yeah, you got that I had to go.
You had to come back, yeah.
There. But then the second time we have to start from beginning again. Just shortly, that when we ran from Slovenia to Austria,
Yeah.
we had to report right away to police. And we were lucky that we met hikers on a border on the top of the mountains, and it was already dark evening, and we thought it was police.
Oh.
And there was mountaineers, that they walk, and they were so nice, and they offered, we should start at the beginning with this. Anyway, they were so nice. They offered cigarettes who want to smoke, and they told us which way to go to police. We had to report ourselves right away, and Austrian police. So they show us which way to go to the road, to find the road that take us down to the city from top of mountain.
Mm.
And to go into police, and we did that, and we find police, and they sit us all in this big room, each one. And I was only girl. There was all the boys all the time, just me. And I was organizer that organized everything. Those silly men. But we should start at the beginning.
Yeah, you can start at the beginning, yeah.
Now, when I had to plan another trip,
Yeah.
somehow that I told you how we go in the church, and then boys on one side, and we sit under the big choir up.
Yeah.
On the stand, no seat. There was no seats for us, just standing. And we had a dances in a Bosnia side, in an our side.
Yeah.
That we had a dances in front of one big store. And
Yeah, you told me about
yeah,
that.
yeah. So these guys was coming from Bosnia also to our dances, and we used to go, girls, like a bunch of us over there.
Yeah.
And we all mixed up somehow by mouth, decide where to go and whatever is going on here or there, and somehow you managed to find out. So somehow this guy that I knew, he came one day. It wasn't no boyfriend, no nothing, just a friend that
Just a
I
friend.
know that, from dances, and he was from Bosnia. And then he says, would you like to try again? He says, I have a friend, he made a little map for me by hand, a piece of paper, and he showed me which way to go. I said yes.
Yeah.
I don't know now, and I think what got into me that I just somehow something.
Yeah.
What they say, doctor even says it's calling.
Yeah.
Do you have anything that you like to be?
What do you mean?
Like when you someday something, whatever. I don't know. When I think about that, how this got into me that I wanna go. And I had a big plans.
Yeah.
Not just
you knew you wanted to. It was like from your heart.
It's not just that I wanna go to America, but I had such a big plans how that I'll go there and I'll do this, and I wanna see how somehow
Yeah.
it's hard to explain.
No, I get it. Yeah.
I see. And I said to this guy, okay, let's plan how. He says, I have this map anyway. And again, it's not just two of us.
Yeah.
He got this one and this one, and again this one, again, kind of cousin far away, cousin
Yeah.
from me. And let's see, the four of them and myself. And we decide again that the man will go with the truck. Again, they hire a truck to take them to Zagreb. So nobody see them, on the station. Because even that time when I was going to the train, that last time, we decide that they go again, we'll meet Zagreb at the station, and I'll go on the vlak, we say vlaks,
Yeah.
the train. But those guys that I tell you that they was trying against me not to go to America, there was somehow always somewhere they knew where I was.
Mm.
And that time when I went to they go on with the truck, and I go by myself on a train, but I have to take a bus from city, then Bosnia, right by the bridge. Then I have to get a bus
Yeah.
to go to the train, and then from train So this time, instead of that, I take this bus that goes to Zagreb, to the um, to the Zagreb. Oh, there was a bus that goes from Gradiška all the way to Zagreb. But I took a bus which one goes to Belgrade. So this way they couldn't know that I go to border because I go to the other side.
Yeah.
So I take a bus to to this big freeway, and I get out and I walk to the train station. It wasn't too far.
Yeah.
That was that second time. And then I took a train from there to Zagreb to meet those guys at the train station there. And again, it was something, even in the restaurant, you had to eat something.
Yeah.
Over there. And so each one, we don't know, not each other, so everyone sits different and keeps quiet.
Yeah.
And then we take a train to the border. Oh my goodness, oh my goodness.
The Croatia-Slovenia border? Which border?
The Austrian. Again.
Oh, the...
Austrian. From Zagreb we go to Austrian, but we go to this different city. Not the one that we went all the way at the end. See, I can't. The other day, I have written somewhere. I don't know if you do. You need a name.
If you had it, yeah, that would be. But it's fine if you don't.
Imam. I have.
You have?
Imam said he wanna write that down too.
Oh, Alan?
Said it's such a long story.
Oh. Oh, Alan wanted the story from you?
Huh?
Alan wanted your story? Alan?
Yeah.
Yeah? Oh, no way.
Yeah. He was one last year whenever we was eating outside. I guess you didn't hear that time that he wanted. No.
Write that down on the paper.
Sure.
The first time and the second time.
Yeah.
Just put it on maybe notepad or something.
I
You could write there?
Right.
So this, okay. Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay, so you got to the Austrian border with the four guys. Yeah. And then that's when you tried to...
Problem is that this one is died not too long ago. He lived in Edmonton. One died long time ago. The other one went to Australia. I don't know what happened. And yeah, no, I don't know anyone that in Australia is alive or not.
That's okay.
Boy, was it tough.
It's raining. Okay, so you got to the Austrian border and then did you guys try to get into Austria right away?
Yeah, we went, like we met in Zagreb, went to Austria, yeah, and again we stopped there in one restaurant to eat. We had to wait for dark.
Yeah.
That's rain.
Yeah.
Shooting.
So the first time you didn't make it, and that was the time you had a suitcase. And then the second time you were wearing sandals. Did you make it that time? Did you make it the time you had the sandals?
The second time I
The second time you made it,
sandals and I wear dress.
Ah.
Imagine going through all those bushes with this. And that dress I saw because they were sending from States after war, they were sending us lots of parcels. Some material, some clothes that my cousins, they had so, oh, we had such a beautiful clothes from States that they were sending us in parcels. But I couldn't carry nothing because to look suspicious, I had to look like a tourist.
Yeah.
And I just had a little purse, a little tiny purse, nothing in one long chocolate that I could put in, that my kuma, my mother got me. He says, in case you get hungry sometimes,
Mm-hmm.
oh surely. But nobody thought about food. And when we took us, yeah, when I decide with this guy where we go and we go to the border, so we eat in that restaurant and then we had to wait for dark, and then we slowly try to walk around to meet there by bush.
Yeah.
When it starts with mountains, with all bushes and stuff. So we all go over there and follow this guy that I know. And we go and go. We're supposed to go over same night, like the first time that we was going to pass to Austria, same night. But that time we met on borders, guards. This time we go and go and go all night. Lucky we were that it was nice weather, no rain and no clouds, so it was kind of. But you have to go during a night, no daytime, that somebody could see. And we go and we go and go and almost each morning, like all the time you go up. We come all of a sudden on this big mountain like this, and
like a cliff. Nothing. Yeah.
No way to go down, but to go back.
So is that why you turned back the first time?
Second time.
Second time?
Yeah. And then, okay, we had to go back and then down, kind of down. It took us. That was morning when we got to that cut. It's so funny. It's a rock.
Yeah.
And it's just like somebody cut it so straight that no way that you could walk.
Yeah.
But to go back. And then it took us half a day. It was noon by the time we got down, kind of, and one a little puddle with water that we all lay down to drink. It was so thirsty all night and half a day and longer till we got to there and we was washing faces and but they had a compass,
Yeah.
compass to show us where we west or east or whatever. That he was looking at that piece of paper. Which way should we go?
Oh, the map.
Oh my goodness, my parents didn't know all that arrangement either. And then, okay, we drink. He only know, he says, at the border, on the top of that highest mountain, there is a big flag. And that flag, it says the border. And we go up again after we got down and go and no, we don't see nowhere, all those mountains around, we don't see any flag nowhere. And then it come dark.
Yeah.
And we bumped somehow in some place. There was a barn and a house and a dog again. And where we was traveling, it was rainy day and raining, and we were all wet. Oh my God, we went in that little barn again where there was that hay inside. And we sat in there, but we hear those dogs was screeching.
Like the police dogs?
No,
just dogs?
The owners,
Oh, okay.
the owners' dogs. And we decide we better go. Dogs will alert owners,
Yeah.
even if it's middle of night or whatever time. They wouldn't shut up because they know somebody is there hiding. And then we get up and got out again and walk again, trying to get closer to the border. And we got it was morning, my goodness, rain stopped, and we were so wet, we took all the jackets and wringed them out. No, nothing to change. You just have to go as you are. And then go and go again. And then it was, and there was this one cousin that was saying all the time, we'll never get there, never. And he had a coat, a leather jacket.
Yeah.
He had a knapsack. And once I got so mad and I said, look, now we're high already, very high. And look there, and that was morning, look all those soldiers you could see far away, that there are a road and soldiers are going with the trucks and cars somehow. I said, look down that way, you go down there and get them to take you home and go home.
Yeah.
You got me so mad. All the way we come, all this time we spend, and he's non-stop
Complaining. Yeah.
And here he wasn't cold because he was so dressed up and everything else. We'll never get there, like a child. He would say, we never get there. Oh. Who pick you up again? See those men, they pick all this. If I could have got just this my cousin or this second time cousin, the two of us went, it would be so much easier to get through.
Yeah.
But this way, this one, that one, and then you just. And then we go on the top. And you know that some of those mountains, they have rocks flat like this. Just a little bit, maybe grass
Yeah.
between. There's nothing that you could grab when you go straight up. But you just have to push yourself and push you, and non-stop you go just up, up, up. And finally we got to one place, not too far, we see that big flag hanging there. First, before that, we sit on one little tree, a little bush, and far down we could see army going on somewhere. And there was nothing to eat. So we sent this one, what's his name? My goodness, he was from Bosnia, to Stipe, to go to that house over there that we saw far away, go ask for bread. And he did. He was kind of slow.
Oh.
Yeah. Nobody else would go from us. But and then he come and he brought this big piece, and he says, yeah, I went, and this lady, she said that's all she had, the other one was still in the oven. So he gave a piece for each other, because we never had nothing to eat, and I had that chocolate. And I said, okay, we'll sit down and have a piece of chocolate each, I give them. And then we get up again and go, and then we got close to that flag. So we still wasn't sure, is that a border? And then we cross and start to go the other way. We see it says Austria on the other side.
Yeah.
And we go down, and that road all the way down to the police. It was midnight, I remember, because police says when they come, there was asking question each they put around in the chairs, all of us, and they leave me last one. And when they come, the guy come to me and he said, oh, it's a midnight, you better go. So they didn't ask me. It's a midnight, you go. And we go, they give us a blanket each and go upstairs in a room on the floor, and each one just wrap yourself in a blanket. And next morning they said, get ready, and they put us in the buses to some bigger place, somewhere where they was putting those refugees. And then over there they put us in like a big police station, a big one, a big house, whatever. They put us girls, there were some more girls, they put us in one room and men in the second room. And then next they took us upstairs where we had some beds, double beds, like up and down.
Yeah.
And show us to the toy, and they give us. I always, when somebody says they want a diet, I think if they had a diet like we had, they cook like cabbage, but just soup. Soup, just like you have a few noodles.
Yeah.
And we got in those army kind of eshels that they call him in Croatian. They give us that for supper. And no spoons. You had to just drink. In the morning, they give us that again, just one little square, that army bread. You never see army
Yeah.
bread like I have, because army was standing in our house. That's a dark bread, and this just this high,
Yeah.
and it's hard like a stone,
Yeah.
because they had to make a very hard that holds for a long time
Yeah.
for the army. So we used to get that, and that one dish in the morning, like a coffee.
Hmm.
Nothing, no milk, nothing, just that dark water. One of girls, she just take it and go to bathroom and pour every time. But there was a girl named Nada. Probably you read that. Nada. She was so crying. She was hungry. And do you know that I give her that piece of bread every morning, because she was hungry. I wasn't hungry. I was just let me sleep.
Yeah.
Sleep. I didn't care much for eating. So, oh my goodness, I think that saved her life. She was crying, poor thing. She ran away with her boyfriend.
Oh.
And then when she got there, when we go through all this question, police station, they send him back to the Slovenia. And she left, and she had no one to go also. He had some relatives in States. So they was kind of running away together, so they go to States.
Yeah.
And she had no one, and that whoever had something to do with communists that time, they was very strict.
Yeah.
If they find out that you had anything to do with communist regime,
They'd send you back.
so many they sent it back. Even when they took us from that big building and sent us for tornado to Salzburg, that morning they call our names, and you had to go down, and they put one bunch on one side, one bunch, and even these people didn't know that they're going to ship them all back to Yugoslavia. They put us on one side, and then they set us on buses to send us to Salzburg. But the other bunch, they took to the station and sent them all back home.
Oh my God.
So her boyfriend got sent back. And then we spent 9 months in Salzburg. I was giving her my bread. And between that, she met another guy there. Yeah. All of a sudden, she was so happy after. That was at the end already that they met, and they got, and a few of them, they got married.
Oh.
Yeah. And oh, I was so glad that, and they went to Australia.
Oh.
Because he had somebody there, and they got married, and they went together.
Aww.
Yeah. Oh, well, I mean, a nice girl, blonde, long hair she had, but she was so thankful that I saved her with the bread, that she was so hungry. I said I would have eaten whole loaves if I had, but I couldn't take it that see her crying, hungry. Oh dearie. Would that be too hard to write? And see, I was thinking so many times to write, but if I write in Croatian, who's going to read? If I write in English, I am not so good with spelling.
I think if you wrote it in Croatian, then Dad could translate for you.
Yeah, but who's going to bother to translate?
That's true. Well, that's why I'm recording it. So, you know, one day I'll come back and I'll type it up nicely.
Is it Debbie, you know, to you, is it that boring to listen all that?
Bubba, these are amazing stories, Bubba.
Oh.
Yeah. It's amazing what you went through.
I see. I don't know. Yeah, there was so many. We got so friendly, and but you asked her what I was doing.
Yeah, in Austria, because you spent 9 months there. Yeah.
And then, like, I had nothing to, no change.
Yeah.
So they sent me to this, what they call it, now that I forget, so it's not those names, that America and Free States and all the kind of stuff, clothes and stuff. They used to, I don't know, do they still send some poor countries help, like, so they took us, they took me, as I said, I had no change. There was some big office, and when I got over there was a big pile of clothes. So this lady looks after, and she says, in the other room, there are all those machines, sewing machines. And if she only let me pick her up from that big pile, but I had to wait that she gives me big dress like this and that one. She just throw me from that pile, here, and there is you could fix it if you wanna fix over there. And she gave me some kind of shoes, those like little slippers, just a little tiny, and a top. And oh, okay. Well, I got a pink dress and one color, and I don't know, a few things. I went over there, I cut it, I made underwear from one dress, all top and bottom, and fix the other color dress, the one that fits me to wear, and all right, then as I said, they used to take us on different celebration and like this church goings stuff that we went to Vienna, we went to different places. And on one place that they call a Holy Hill, that there was all this big round hill, and around was the Stations of the Cross, all around to go.
Yeah.
So it was some kind of a holiday, I don't remember. So we go all from where they park buses, so we go up here too. And this one old lady was hardly, she had a big purse carrying and a can, and she was, and I go to her, can I help you? Oh, she was so happy. I said, I'll help you with the purse and I'll help you whatever you need. And we got so friendly over there that we go to church and all this. And she says, well, would you like to come to my place sometimes? When I told her that where I am staying and stuff, I said, sure. And there was not too far house for old people, like old
Yeah.
uh,
The retirement homes?
retirement.
Yeah.
But she had her little house over there.
Oh.
And all of these lot of her friends, they was going there to eat, and they bring her some fruit, and
Yeah.
they all give to me.
Oh.
She just says, you take it, you take it. She couldn't eat. And then she asked me if I could go with her in downtown sometimes for a little shopping. Oh, sure, yeah. I was so happy to go. And she would cook all our, like our meals. And she liked it very, very hot.
Oh.
Yeah, she cooked different kind of soups, the thick ones, and mixed with all kind of. Oh, it was so good, and I love it to go with her. Then we buy some more. I never eat so many oranges like because I was getting in those times, but they
Yeah.
had such a small oranges, but they were so good. And there we got so friendly, and her friends was coming, and many Hungarian. I almost spoke Hungarian too,
Oh.
because when her friends come, they talk Hungarian. So I listen. Oh, I could almost understand when they talk. And that way, when I don't know what we were saying about the sewing, I said, yes, I could sew. She had something to it. And she had a little tiny machine like this,
Aw.
sewing machine, that you operate with your one hand. No with foot or nothing, no electric, but with your hand, and it worked.
Oh.
And I did that little thing for her, and you should see her friends. Everyone is coming with something to fix for them. They're all ladies, and
Yeah.
but nice people. They they was mostly from our country. That they was living like before, Germans, Hungarian, and all kind of. And then they ran away when the communists came. They was all afraid because so many communists, especially Germans, they killed if they got them in Croatia. So they put them in that old folks' house or whatever you call it, retiring home. And those ladies was bringing me little things and I made with that little machine, and I tell you, time went so fast that
Yeah.
I enjoy so much with this Oma, we call her
Oma?
in German, the Oma.
Oma.
Oma Ali. When we go in town, then we always get little treats to eat, and every day, almost every day, store was not. They had those small stores, what they call that they sell little drinks, the soft drinks and stuff.
Soda? Soda?
Soda,
Yeah.
yeah. So she sent me to get her a bottle of beer. One bottle. Okay, for me that was a nice exercise to go. She just likes to get that one bottle of beer. And sometimes she asked me if I go and buy her a little case and buy her something else, whatever, chocolate or something that she needs. I'll go get it. And I would spend most days, many days with her whole day. We was busy with something. And I come in the evening and bring whole lot, all this, that these people bring to her that they knew I'll take her to the lager, to the other girls' stuff.
Yeah.
Fruit and cookies and stuff, whatever they get, they don't eat. The old people, they don't eat much those sweet stuff. So they bring to her for me to take, and then I come late in the evening. Yeah, and at her place, I would go on a Saturday, Friday to wash my hair and have a bath in a little tub like this.
Oh, yeah,
just
tiny tub.
sit in it. And I come one evening and bring all this stuff. Those girls were so happy to have. Here, I said, here. And 1, 2, 3 time went, I tell you, went so fast. And
Yeah.
I enjoyed it. And I was very busy that I started sewing different stuff. And my relative from States would send me always few dollars in the mail. So I collect all that, and I went after when I had a few. I went and buy that stuff to make a jacket to knit.
Yeah.
And I bought. That time you didn't wear pants, mostly the dresses.
Yeah.
So I went and buy some 2 meters material. So one guy that was also there in the next building, he made me a pair that was what you call for winter, that they warm pants.
Oh, yeah, winter,
like wool or something.
Yeah.
I bought material and I gave him, and he took measures and made it for me good winter pants because there was a snow up to a waist in winter. Yeah, and you see the skiing there is already started. There is all winter of those mountains. They have
snow pants.
Snow, big snow. And sometimes we went to movie through that snow, walking, but snow was dry, like over here our snow is always so wet, you can't, over there the snow is like feather, you walk through it, and we walk to that deep snow, we go to movie, and after movie there was a big place, restaurant, whatever it was, we have a coffee at midnight.
Wait, who was this with? Who were you with?
But some of girls
Yeah.
over there that I know. We knew each other. There was 20 of us in one room.
Yeah.
Yeah. I say we had the beds up and down. And then that coffee with that whipped cream. Oh, was that good? Otherwise, I didn't drink coffee. Even when I come to Canada after, when I start to work, I started drinking coffee. I didn't eat for breakfast. I don't know what I eat. Anyway, but over there, we walked through that snow, so dry, you could walk and just shake it after. Walking downtown.
Yeah.
And that little Salzburg, I think that's the only city in the world that it's such a small place, but so beautiful, and so many churches. You wouldn't believe it. And then we and that from my godmother son, we was going to church every Sunday also, and we got to know some. He was always there with priests and talking because he and his brother, then they went to Semenište school for a priest, whatever would you call in English.
I don't know what it's called.
Very, but his brother should have been priest because he was. But the army took him away.
Oh.
Took him away to serve army.
Oh.
Anyway, they was always with the priest and stuff, and we somehow got that there was painting of churches.
Yeah.
Whatever, there was a huge, big old church. So they invite us, him and I, we went to clean those altars, you
Yeah.
know, and they spray a little bit so we clean and wipe and oh, I always remember I went on long ladders up by the door and I stand there and look, all these tourists come inside and it's so high,
Yeah.
you know, the church are high open.
Yeah.
And I stand there and look, all of them going in and out and looking around. But I wasn't scared to get out in the top highest to wipe whatever it needs a little bit. But then those old monks, they made us such a big dinners, so we eat with them. The big dining
Yeah.
room full of monks, different priests. Just for that, it was it was good to go, and yet you see so many tourists, and it was enjoyment to get up over there. So we was busy there through these little jobs too.
Yeah.
Always something. So I tell you, the little friends and little things that you learn and you like
Yeah.
to help, like with that old lady. When I think of her, poor thing, her husband died over there in Austria. So she was, but she had so many friends like those Hungarian and Croatian, and she was always so busy. And
What languages did you speak in Austria? Was it Croatian for you, or did you like speak Hungarian or German?
German.
You spoke German?
I learned German in such a short time because that, and I enjoy to go with her to the stores.
Yeah.
And to buy always something, and you learn so quick with people like. Yeah.
Did you stay in contact with your family, like your sister, your mother, your dad?
Yeah. But the letters, as I said, I write every 2 weeks back and forth. My poor mom, I know she was worried. So we write letters, but only they took her letters and picture that there was nothing when I went to visit the 75, and there was nothing there because government, I mean police took care of everything. And I was sending whenever I could get a picture, I was sending letters. So for me, the way I felt over there, I just somehow felt such a relief. Even Austria, I thought, even if I had to stay anywhere, in any country, I would manage I didn't worry what do I do, whatever.
Yeah.
Just that I got rid of that all the time that you have to look and
Yeah.
think what you said. It's something that you couldn't talk to no one, that you wasn't afraid that you'll say something that affects that you might end up in a jail.
Yeah. So after your 9 months in Austria, is that when you came to Canada? Yeah.
Yeah, you had to apply. Everybody applies somewhere when there was in Austria. First, they give you like asylum. They call asylum for 6 months. You had to move somewhere out. They couldn't hold people who were still coming, running from Yugoslavia. But then, when my 6 months was almost over,
Yeah.
there was my big, and I couldn't. I apply all the time when they ask you need to reapply for states. States didn't take any immigrants that time.
Oh.
They closed all of a sudden. Totally closed. They didn't take no one. And I was applying for states and nothing. I couldn't go to states. And the time was at the end of the 6 months.
Yeah.
I had to get out somewhere. And then what do I do? I had to think. And then I talked to my backup, Oma. What am I going to do now? My time is going to expire soon. And she said, oh, wait, I know one old policeman that he's retired. He knows all those in government.
Yeah.
I'll go talk to him. And she went, and here comes my old policeman. And he come and he says, okay, what? I said, I have a problem. That he spoke German. And he said, okay, come with me. And he took me there to police office, whatever, where they do those papers. Oh, I tell you, friends could do a lot of good.
Friends can do you a lot of good.
Oh, I tell you. And he went over there, and they asked me quite a few questions and stuff. And they extend my stay for another 3 months. That way, that I could arrange something else. Oh, that was a big help. Now I could look for something else. And then I write home to my mom and I says, I can't go to States. They don't take anybody now. And I have to go somewhere. I have to organize where.
Yeah.
And I said, lots of my friends, they all go to Australia. So maybe I go too. Australia was taking lots of immigrants that time. So they were sending those people. They didn't have to wait long because Australia was taking lots of young people. Oh, my mom says, oh, don't, come on back home, come back home. Australia is end of the world. I'll never forget that. Poor mama. And then I said, I have to do something. last time like we was for 9 months, all those girls, you get so friendly, so, and mostly of them, some of those girls that they come from Slovenia, they mostly speak already, they on the border, so they speaking the German, so they got jobs. They go to work and stay there in the camp. But what I was going to, for me, I have to go somewhere, and I thought, well, Canada is border to States, but that's maybe. But everybody, oh, that's cold. That's too cold. Canada is so cold. That's my goodness. But how other people live in the cold? I'll live in the cold too. If I have to. I heard that already when I was in back home before I was going to apply to go to America. The Canada is so cold.
Yeah.
And yet I had a picture like Eskimo, like it's all cold. I
Oh,
see.
yeah.
And I thought I'll go. It's a border, and I'll somehow get maybe better chance to go to States from Canada than from Australia. And that's how I decided to come to Canada.
Yeah. Wow. And Canada accepted you right away? Canada said yes to you right away? Canada approved you? Like Canada let you in right away? When you applied?
Oh, but yeah, I had to wait till next boat goes. When I apply, then you have to wait
Yeah.
for a while when they get a whole bunch together, because I come by boat.
Yeah.
And it was Good Friday that we settled from Austria then to Germany to go, but we had to go through such a big exams, all picture, all injections. So that's why I'm so mad that today that they let everybody in with no injections like we used to get it, and a picture. First you had to go through all, from Europe they had to go through all that x-rays and checkup. And for us girls in a camp, they used to put us all in a room and take everything but pants. I think bra, just a shirt, t-shirt up, and pants. And they would go through, look, if you are pregnant,
Oh.
if you are pregnant, you are not going nowhere. All these women, some of them got pregnant that they was married over there in Austria, waiting. And they had to wait till they had baby there. They couldn't go pregnant. No one, they wouldn't let. So for us, they was poking through our body. And as I said, we had to go to Vienna check for x-ray and for those shots against all these different sicknesses. Like all these people are supposed to have before they come to Canada, but when you see nowadays, they just go like that's why they bring on they bring a different sickness. Why did they stop that? I don't know why they change and I think that's very important that they don't let sick people
Yeah.
to go to bring like here they don't, you can bring no sausage, no any food,
Yeah.
but same is people, if they're sick, they bring sickness. We had to take a train from Salzburg to Vienna to get all those x-rays and shots, I don't know how many, for different things. And all day, and go back on evening again on the train.
Yeah. So then you got approved to take a boat from where? Like, because Austria is not. Is Austria on the water?
Austria is small country.
Yeah.
Some people ran to Italy, but they had to go by boats.
Yeah.
But,
So how
but
did?
this was easiest through Slovenia.
So you went back to Slovenia to take a boat? How did you take a boat to Canada? Like, where did you go to?
Oh, from Austria. No, we went from Austria to Germany, where there are that big boats that go overseas. There was a New York boat, name was New York, big one, 2,000 people, travelers.
So from Germany you took a boat?
Yeah.
Okay.
10 days.
And there was 2,000 people on the boat?
Hmm?
There was 2,000 people on the boat? Oh, wow.
Yeah, big one. And not too far, and we had such a nice place. Like boat has so many floors down in the water. So many, I don't know now. But we had one that it's level, and so we could see all one. And we had also up and down beds, and I was on the top. And when boat goes down, you think, oh, it's going all the way down.
Yeah.
And then it comes down. And there, not too far, there was this big room, dining room, dancing room, every night music we could hear in our quarters.
Yeah.
And we would love to go dancing, but we have nothing to wear.
Oh.
So we just go far away and look from far. Music, it was so nice, oh my goodness. Excuse me, I'll go to bathroom.
Okay.
Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear, I go all over again. Oh, it was something.
What kind of?
My dear Vienna, it's something, for me, it wasn't like I'm running or, it just something had to be done.
Yeah.
Somehow that I wasn't worried, as I say, what will happen tomorrow or what, how, somehow I just, you go.
Yeah.
Excuse me a second.
You go.
Oh, missing my, and that's once did we take it that I went to that meeting in Belgrade with that lady when they have a
Oma?
No.
No.
Once when I was in Belgrade and with those lady that I went maybe right after. she was, if you was employed somewhere, everybody had to sign themselves in a party, Communist Party.
Oh.
Are you cold? Maybe
I'm
I
okay,
should
I'm
put
okay.
on heat. And then she was working in post communication, whatever. So she asked me, would you like to go to their big meeting, like party meeting, that the communist? So I said yes. I went with her. And all these people, that big room and that speaker. Oh, how this new communist party, how they'll fix everything, how they'll show America what they do, how they'll improve everything better than America. Oh, everything against America. I thought, oh my goodness, and I'm going there and you preaching all this.
Yeah.
But I just want to see. You want another piece, or I'll cover this maybe with plastic.
Okay.
There, help yourself.
Thank you.
This. Oh dear, Rihanna, my sweetheart. Baba, I don't know when sometimes I can't believe it because it's so long ago.
Why did you go to the meeting? Why did you go to the meeting?
I just
You
want
curious?
to try just to see what they say, you know, while I was still there, and Dragica, their name was, I just, she asked me, oh, so I said, okay, because I was staying with them, you know, a couple of days
Yeah.
there, and I'll go. But the way they was coming to our house door to push me to get my cousin from Milwaukee asked me why they were after you. So, well, I don't know, but they want me to join, and all this stuff that they did to me, and to get me to their to work for them.
Yeah.
People that did get into party, that communist party, because they try to first give them everything. You know, many of them, they give them different things, so just to get them in, to work for them.
Hmm.
Just put this back.